Okay, Biden steps down Harris plus Hillary VP. Harris resigns. Not banned account. Hillary Clinton did not concede on election night. That is correct. I remember seeing Podesta saying, "We're kind of confused. We're gonna go sleep on this. Now go get some rest." John Podesta addressed the audience at the Java Center and told them, "Good night. You are correct, Cool Blue." All right, did you just do that magic? All right, right beside me, camera 4. Nice going there, Chica. Don't even leave a patch called Ukraine, lest it remains a NATO playground. Carpetbagger, money laundry, and becomes a Black Rock property. Sparky, you are correct. Betsy, come here. Sit. Thank you. Good girl. Good girl. That was from Sparky. Make Ukraine Russia again. Sparky. Kurt, as an ex-New Yorker of many years, your observations of the chameleon nature of the well-off NYC glitz lickers and appeasing hat New York City lib woman type equals gold. Sam, as I am. Thank you, Sam.
I didn't say the chameleon part, but thank you.
Corn Pop, the bad dude. You guys should try to get Ramona Africa on the show. She is the only adult survivor of the 1985 MOVE bombing in Philadelphia. Okay. Stephen Dodds, bring on Dave Smith before his Cuomo debate. Nice recommendation. Jaroslav, I am not voting for a lesser evil. Every fucking politician will always be merely a lesser evil. You won't get a politician that matches all your opinions and worldviews. Jaroslav, thank you. Sparky, every time anyone says that Israel is our only friend in the Middle East, I can't help but think that before Israel, we had no enemies in the Middle East. U.S. missionary John Sheehan. Thank you for that one,
boy.
Sparky.
It'd be great if we had even more friends like Israel, wouldn't it?
Right. Hannah, sir, we're in this situation because everyone refuses to wake up. Even anti-pandemic people, most think nothing was wrong with our way of life and we should just go back to normal. They're just as deluded as part of the problem. Hannah, sir. All right, back to Jimmy.
Hey, breaking news. Ireland, Spain, and Norway are now officially recognizing Palestine as a state. Here we go.
Last month I stood on these same steps with Prime Minister Sanchez of Spain, and we said that the point of recognizing the state of Palestine was coming closer. That point has now arrived. Today, Ireland, Norway, and Spain are announcing that we recognize the state of Palestine. Each of us will now undertake whatever national steps are necessary to give effect to that decision. In the lead up to today's announcement, I've spoken with a number of other leaders and counterparts, and I'm confident that further countries will join us in taking this important step in the coming weeks. This is an historic and important day for Ireland and for Palestine. On the 21st of January 1919, Ireland asked the world to recognise our right to be an independent state. Our message to the free nations of the world was a plea for international recognition of our independence, emphasising our distinct national identity, our historical struggle, and our right to self-determination and justice. Today, we use the same language to support the recognition of Palestine as a state. We do so because we believe in freedom and justice as the fundamental principles of international law, and because we believe that permanent peace can only be secured upon the basis of the free will of a free people.
So that's big news. And guess who keeps blocking Palestine from being recognized by a state at the UN? I'll give you 3 guesses, Kurt. It would be the United States.
Oh, I thought I heard a baby crying. Really, the dog was biting a
Claire
squeak toy.
Daly tweets out, Ireland should have recognized Palestine decades ago. This is another symbolic gesture from the government. What Gaza needs now is tangible action, arms embargo, denial of passage through Shannon to U.S. aircraft aiding genocide, and suspension of trade relationships with Israel.
You know, Hamas recognized Israel in 2017.
Yeah, they did. That's right.
Don't remember hearing that news.
No, they don't tell you.
I guess it was only nice since they were paying them.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what? That was pretty cool then.
Since Israel was paying
them millions of dollars.
That's right. So it's good to see that Ireland, what is it about cultures that have had a fascist boot on their neck? They are now siding with Palestine. I'm sure there's no connection there. Like Ireland was occupied. They know what that's like. They know exactly what that's like. But then there's always these people. So Lance Foreman, who's a former London member of Parliament, and he said Spain, Ireland, Norway, SIN, or maybe SIN war. This is a bad day for humanity.
What?
He's saying it's bad that Ireland, Norway, and Spain are recognizing Palestine. These three countries were all neutral during World War II, did not have the humanity to stand against Hitler when he murdered 6 million European Jews. Israel does not need lectures from these racists. Now, of course...
Just your taxes? They just need your tax money, though?
That's right. So, of course, he's wrong about that. Lance, but first of all, he's using... let me go here. This guy says, literally 2 seconds of search is really all you need. Spain and the Holocaust. Spain permitted 20,000 to 35,000 Jews to travel through Spanish territory on transit visas to France. In the post-war years, the Franco regime cultivated... So, of course they did. Of course they stood with the Jewish people against the Holocaust. Here's another one. Diplomat and humanitarian Sans Briz is credited with saving more than 5,200 Jews in German-occupied Hungary from the Holocaust in the later stages of World War II. For his actions, Sans Briz has been referred to as the Angel of Budapest and the Spanish Schindler.
Hey.
So historical facts are anti-Semitic.
Hey,
That's
you know who
very well
worked
said.
Closely with the Nazis. Most of the major corporations that are still here today.
And the Zionist Jews.
Don't forget that I can't remember the founder.
So so that's bullshit. But a lot of people came in and said that this guy Lance is using the Holocaust dead as human shields for Israel's criminality once again. Have these Zionists no shame at all? They have no shame at all. And then Lance comes back and says, "You're taking most. You're talking about most of my family there. How many of your family were murdered in gas chambers simply because they prayed to their chosen God?"
How many Jews were murdered by the IDF trying to say, hey, we were hostages that escaped?
That's right.
We have no shirts on and we're speaking Hebrew. Don't shoot us immediately, idiot.
Absolutely disgusting that you would use the blood of your grandparents' family to just justify what the world sees as evidence of potential war crimes. It's not potential. The Palestinian people want a state where they can raise their families in peace and freedom. You would deny them that forever. People are more concerned about the whole-scale massacring of civilians. Israel, for a brief moment, had the sympathy of the entire world, but like the U.S. post 9/11, chose to blow it.
And we took a little longer to blow it, I'd like to add. People were on our side a little bit longer. Because it took a while for all our crimes to come out.
All those dead family members must be ashamed at you up there. I bet they are. Here's a little more. Israel is the #1 racist country in the world. It is a fascist apartheid regime, just like South Africa was. And we all stood against that. So Lance comes by, oh yeah, which country's #2? And he goes, well, Israel.
Yo, I know a lot of Israelis, and just so you know, yeah, it's like a kind of, it's really something.
Yeah, okay. Guess what? Israel immediately recalled their ambassador. Here,
we
listen.
were expecting reaction to come very swiftly, but it did come within minutes of the Norwegian Prime Minister issuing that statement. The Israeli Foreign Minister, Israel Katz, ordered the immediate return to Israel of its ambassadors in Ireland and in Norway. Remember, Ireland is about to speak at some point today. They say it's for consultations after the two countries' decision to announce their recognition of a Palestinian state. So we were expecting reaction.
There you go. That's the response to people recognizing Palestine as a state. Okay, over to Seth.
things make themselves. They found a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, you know, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, you know, the babies that have been murdered, you know, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, you know, money poor people. You know, this government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But, you know, something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. You know, we don't really know what war is. You know, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, you know, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, you know, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, you know, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators, and they're going to have riots on their hands. You know, they're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. You know, we have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, you know, what we need, what needs to be done. And, you know, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. I mean, you know, don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, you know, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, you know, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, you know, this system and those backing the officials running the system, you know, want people to believe that revolution means violence, you know, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. You know, when people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. You know, they get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it, then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, you know, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. You know, every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. I mean, our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. You know, men, women, and children were murdered. And not just move babies, you know. What about all of the young men, women, you know, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, you know, by drug pushers? I mean, you know, where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, you know, making a quick buck, you know. I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, you know, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, you know, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. You know, how long are people going to sit back and beg, you know, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years all you've gotten is a slap in the face? All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit